Hey, good morning, contractors. What's going on, everybody? Derek James here with GovKid Method, and I was just about to start doing a bit of work. It's August 1st. Happy August. That means things are incredibly busy, and hopefully they are for you as well. What I have pulled up here this morning is I literally went through, here I am, obviously on FBO, and I went through a unfiltered search like I usually do because I'm afraid of missing anything. And I looked through everything for the last 2 days, which includes today and yesterday. Today it's only 9:30 in the morning, so mostly I was just trying to get everything yesterday because I had some other things going on and I didn't get to spend any time on FBO. So I did an everything search, and as you can see here, it pulled up 1,500 solicitations because I'm showing 100 per page and 15 pages. And what I did was I pulled off anything that is kind of interesting to me at the moment. If you guys watched the last video on the camera, the quick flip camera, I'm kind of looking at stuff like that right now. And so the tabs at the top of my screen, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 opportunities, solicitations that were posted either this morning or yesterday that I just want to take a quick peek at and do a quick bid, no bid on them. And that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. That's what I'm doing this morning here. And I thought I would record it so that you guys could maybe get some value from it. So that's really all the introduction and everything I'm going to be doing. This is, part of my work for the day. So I am going to get to work. And I'll do my best to, I'm not usually used to talking to myself while I work, only on my extra crazy days, but I will try to do my best to narrate this, excuse me, as I go along. So as you see here, I pulled a night vision camera. I pulled this because it's a camera. It should be pretty straightforward. And they gave me the part number and the model. If I always go to Google with everything just to get an idea of what we're looking at here. So I'm looking for the 5D Mark IV DSL camera. Kind of looks like these, and I'm immediately seeing these prices that pop up, which to me, I'm like, all right, I was hoping that they would be a little higher. I'm gonna click on this, the Canon website itself, and yeah, the MSRP is $3,000. So the price is not as high as I would like if this is something that I was initially going to bid. Now the only thing depends on the quantity. If there is going to be a quantity that's worth my time, I may consider it. I'm seeing a quantity, oh, that's for something else. And I scroll over everything so fast when I do this, so it's possible that I'm overlooking it initially. However, I had already seen that this was a solicitation in Unison, formerly FedBid, and I know that that's probably going to tell me. And of course, I'm never logged in. No, I don't want to register. I want to sign in. And obviously, that is my girlfriend. That is not me. So, yeah, Unison is not the best when it comes to this stuff. So, hey guys, if you ever use Unison, maybe that's something you can take away from this. Check it out. It's really easy to make a register account. You only need your DUNS number, and then you can create a quick account. And then you just pull off the RFP number from Biz Opps. FBO is just posting it to let you know that it's over here. And this is what I wanted to see. It's the same description of the item, but I'm seeing quantity of 2. So, not something that I'm going to be interested in, because the margin that I'm going to be able to put on I think we saw that it was in the 3,000 to something on Google. it's just not going to be worth my time. So when I see that, I initially just close everything out. Although I should have probably left that open because I'm probably going to have other ones that are in unison. But we're done with the night vision one. On to the next. And this is what I do, guys. I just go on to the next. I want to find reasons not to bid something. That's basically what I'm looking for because I don't want to waste any time. So we have a Polaris 574. I pulled this because I thought it might be some sort of vehicle or a four-wheeler, something like that, UTV. And judging by this title here, it says Ranger on it, which, is going to validate that for me. And it looks like they want 3. Woohoo, I'm super excited. Say what? They want Ranger. Then they want hard coat poly. Okay, they want the windshield, 3 each to match. Then they want the roof for each. Then they want the poly rear panel. They want the canvas doors, mid-size doors, and then the rear doors as well. They want all of that. They want a deluxe package. I used to get a cheeseburger that was called the deluxe, and it came with a bacon cheeseburger. It came with fries and coleslaw and a Coke, and it was my favorite breakfast when I was 12 years old. Fun fact. Although I've made the change to healthiness and I haven't had pop in over 10 years. But that word deluxe is just burned into my brain. Right now, I am looking to see, and I apologize, I scroll so quickly all the time. Ranger Crew 574. That's what I'm going to have to go with in Google. Ranger Crew 574. Always try to go to the manufacturer website if possible. All right, they're telling me that this is around $11,399, and that's for bare bones. It's not going to include the side doors, the rear doors, the windshield, the roof, times 3 that they wanted for these. So this is one that I am interested in potentially. All I would have to do is call it a local dealer and get a quote. So cool. Good on ya. Good job, mate. We're going to hang on to that one. That's a keeper for now. Because as you see, I've spent about a whole 90 seconds looking at that. I didn't call it out, but I checked and I made sure the set aside was total small business. The response date is next Tuesday, August 5th. It doesn't look like they have much in terms of a proposal here, although I didn't specifically look for it. It's primarily going to be a price, and then they're going to want to make sure that you're technically acceptable. And usually on these, they go LPTA, lowest price, technically acceptable. And they're saying the contractor must submit a spec sheet and a picture with their quote. So that's just their way of making sure everything's bid apples to apples. And the place of performance is going to be San Antonio, Texas. So, find a dealer close to there to cut down on your shipping costs. My little secret. But again, moving on to the next, we have the Yamaha N2 Avant Grand Piano. And I didn't know Yamaha made pianos, although I played the saxophone for 5 years. I probably should have known that. But it looks like they're looking for 3 pianos, and I know pianos can be expensive. And it takes us back to, but maybe I don't have to log in. If I can just find out, meaning Google again. Yamaha Event N2, they've got it listed for $11,000. This looks like a keyboard, right? This looks like there's a big difference. It's like there's this one for 11,000 and everything else is around $5,000. So my guess is, closer to 5.5 or $6,000. My guess is that that's probably going to be the number we're going to end up working with. And what the quantity was 3, so it's okay. Again, it doesn't leave much room for margin, but if you're desperate and you don't have anything else to bid this busy season, you should. Then it's on the fence because of the dollar amount. This is total small business. It's due on the 7th, so it's due next Thursday. Should be enough time. So I will keep that one for now. Next, on to the next. UTV purchase. I know that means utility vehicle. Right? I believe that's utility vehicle. That's why I clicked on it. It says 1 each. They want 1. This is Place Performance is Indiana. But I read up here they said Ohio. Oh, it's just the Midwest Ohio buying office. This is another Unison. And I don't see that they're telling me. So I may just have to go there. They might make me do it. I'm going to have to log in again. And then I will just, again, if you're using FBO and you're going through this process, you have to pull the solicitation number because it doesn't automatically pull up when you click on the link. UTV purchase open market. That's what I wanted. So what I'm looking for is for them to tell me exactly what kind of UTV they want. There's all kinds of makes and models. Here we go. Polaris Ranger XP 1000 EPS. That is what I wanted. You see how much I go to Google before I waste any time. XP 1000 EPS. I believe I've already quoted this. So this is another one. They only want 1 quantity. So this price range is similar to the pianos. It's kind of like meh. It's not the greatest. How much markup can you really put on a $17,000 bid, especially when the customer can go and do their market research, and they have. How much can you really mark up on it? So that decision is up to you. If it's going to be, worth it, and if you think you can still remain competitive. So I'm going to stop here, and I will keep it because I'll keep any of the ones that are on the fence just so I can dig into them a little bit more, later today. Not on camera, probably. No offense. None taken. So next. Fitness equipment. Crazy, right? We're getting real crazy, guys. This is for National Guard. I really like doing business with the National Guard. A lot of my working experience came with them, and so whenever I see National Guard, I kind of know what to expect, and I don't have a lot of those things that go ugh and hold me back. It's more like the National Guard, and my attempt at a refreshing voice. But yeah, we're looking at fitness equipment, and that could mean anything at this point. I'm looking for them to tell me exactly what they want. I don't know why they even bother to post the solicitation into the body of the FBO posting. It makes it so arduous. One thing that we learned, though, was they want lump sum. So they're probably just looking for one price for all of it. They don't want you to break it down into quantities and all that good stuff. Now, okay, August 19th is the response date. For some reason, I thought that said April. So let me see the list of equipment. You open the right sheet here. Holy crap. They have a lot of stuff. And you know what? I'm done with this because I'm not interested in going through all of this. Like How much is it actually going to add up to? I don't know. Maybe 20 grand. Like, some of them have 6 quantities. And, you know, some of them are in pairs, so they're bigger. This is 12. This is weightlifting chalks, 10. Like, this is just going to take so much time to bid out. I'm even upset with myself that I'm even still talking about it now. Like, I'm not bidding this. It's too much time. I'm not interested. And then, that's it. Closing that out. On to the next, microphones. Due August 12th. Microphones are straightforward. They're easy. In Washington, D.C. Total small business side, of course. And I didn't get anything that kind of jumps out at me, so I'm going to have to dig into the solicitation here. And here we go. They're immediately hit with this pricing sheet. They do want things broken down by each. If this was something that, you know, yeah, again, it's just like, you know, it's going to be a lot of individual quoting. And it's not terrible, okay? Because they are telling me specifically. So it's just going to take a bit of legwork to quote these. So I'll put this one on the maybe list, but like on the low end of the maybe list, if I've got nothing else to do, I can go and quote like 16 line items for microphones. Just before I do that, I'm gonna, you know, I would check out the pricing. I'm not gonna do it right now. You know, 12 condenser mics, like, I don't know. I know microphones can be a couple $100 each, so, you know, it's tough, you know, if we're gonna get over 15 grand over that threshold. I just don't know. I don't know. Let me see real quick what these condenser mics. Yeah, right around, looks like $1,000 for this little kit. So 12 of them, it's going to be 13 to 14 grand with your taxes and all that. Wait, here we go. Back here. So, you know what? I already know that I've got other stuff that I want to look into. And so I'm not interested. I'm going to pass on this. I pulled this just out of curiosity. You know, this is services, so this is people. And, you know, I always, if you've watched some of my videos, I talk highly about building out a professional services business because the risk to reward and the margins, all those things that you have to factor into a business model, are usually pretty good. They are usually pretty good. So I just want to see. I'm not going to go too crazy into this one. I just want to see what it is exactly that they want in terms of people. I mean, they give me definitions right here. Admin, general clerk, 1, 2, 3. Love these type of positions. You can always fill them. However, they could be slightly more competitive because they're kind of easy access positions. But they call them technical services. And those aren't really technical job titles. Let me see. This is Montana. This is the homeland right here. This is Bozeman, Montana. Supervise contractor employee. No, that's not it. Description of services. Answer telephones. Maintain office files. That's what we're talking about. Monitor and track. Commencement, expiration of agreements. Perform data entry. Yes. I like this stuff. Anybody can do it. Not anybody. Definitely not anybody. But what I mean is any small business owner should be able to find people to perform on this contract, because that's the whole name of the game with these. It's staffing. If somebody retires, if somebody is pregnant and they have to take time off, or has any reason they have to take leave from the job, you have to be able to replace them. You can't always depend on incumbent employees that are already doing the work, and then you're just going to be their new employer. You have to plan to, over time, I would say probably up to 20%, 15-20% turnover over a base plus 4 over a 5-year contract. Maybe 1.5 people a year or some crazy statistic. How can you account for half of a person? Well, I don't know, but something like that. And this is in Montana though, and place of performance is so huge. I've worked on multiple kind of like nursing medical type contracts that were more or less in the middle of nowhere, so it was hard to find qualified people to perform, and that left some gaps in coverage, and the customer wasn't enthused about that, and that's because of the location. So we have bid sheet here. Whoa, dude. What? Guys, I was looking at something that I didn't even know I was looking at. Wow. Okay, so this is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 at Big Timber. 20 people to be part-time. 20 part-time people, because none of these are 19, 20 or 20, 80 hours, which would be the amount of hours in a full-time working year. So we got 20 people, and then they've got a bucket for travel, and these are at all different locations, presumably in Montana. Pretty cool. Like, that's what's awesome. These are all customer service rep too. So the only thing that changes is the county, and that's why they put this in here. This is probably an SCA wage contract. So just check out what the wages for this and the SCA wage. They'll give you a rate, and it's different for every county. So every county, even though it's the same job, they're going to get paid differently. And then you multiply that by your hours, and then you do all your markup, your overhead, your G&A, your profit, all that stuff, right? Your insurance, your FICA, FUTA, SUTA, all that stuff that comes into play when you're a staffing company, unless you're going to just use ADP or something and pay them a fee and they can handle your employees. But this is a nice contract. It seems very straightforward. My guess is you don't need a secret clearance or a top secret, because these are, because of the type of work it's for. And on top of that, this is a base plus 4. So you could win this contract for 20 people for 5 years. That would, even if you had a small margin on each employee, my guess is that's, it's going to be $1 million a year in revenue. It's, now you're $1 million business in one contract. I'm guessing, I'm guessing $1 million a year. I don't know. Is this really for 5 years? Is this really a $5 million contract? Maybe, I haven't looked at the wages. This is an admin. This is basically admin, clerical type duties. I've seen it be $19 an hour, and I've seen it be $30 an hour, or I should say like $28 an hour. And the high end of that is, that's what we're talking about. The low end, maybe not as much, but either way, it seems damn good to me. I had no idea. I'm gonna keep that just so I can add it to my list. Moving on, next we're back to Polaris. We're back to vehicle world. Polaris MRZ4 military UTV. Now the only thing with these is I've noticed, if they want like installation on the site and all that, and if the dealer isn't willing to do that, then I just say screw it, because I'm not gonna hire people for a day just to go over to the government site and put these doors and roofs and stuff on that they want. They're either gonna get it put together already, or I'm not gonna bid it, because it's just, what type of person are you going to find to do that? I mean, I feel like it's 50-50, and I don't want to put my company in a risk like that the person showing up is not, I would want somebody I know or somebody I've worked with before, right? I mean, it's just like a trust issue. You don't want somebody walking off with a door at the end of the job and then the government saying they didn't get it, or some crazy nonsense. So, but they're telling me here they want 2 each of these UTVs, and then roofs and all the accessories again. So putting this back in, I think I've looked at this before. Yeah, this is a military geared, like Polaris has their own military section of their business, the Government and Defense Polaris. You could even see they've got the tan and all that on there to match the color of sand, I presume. Not I presume. I mean, that's it, right? Like that's what that's all about. Okay. Was expected to see a page with pricing. So, I mean, I already know though, like I already know this is going to be, if they want 2 of them. Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to be in my acceptable price range, so I'm good with that. I'm just not sure if how they want installation and they want it all put together, because I've seen one of these before and they wanted the contractor to come to their site and assemble it, and I was just like, no, you can have your guys do that, or you can order it assembled. Provision and clauses isn't going to have what I want, so I'll keep this one for right now on the side, just to see if I want to look at it a little bit more. This was another one for the Polaris Rangers XP1000s. We've already looked at that, and this is another one for the is this Unison? This is the FedBid site, I think. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And it's in Washington State. So we kind of already looked at these. You've seen enough vehicles now. They want 2 of them, so I mean, yeah, that'll be within the price range as well. Just a matter of finding out. And I've asked the question. I asked a question on one a couple weeks ago. Does it require installation or just delivery as is? And the answer was delivery as is, and that's what I like to see. It's just simple. All I got to do is order it, ship it, they inspect it, or they pick it up from the dealer, and then I bill out. And that's when I'm doing multiple of these at the same time. I don't want to have to deal with hassle, and I'm sure some of you can appreciate that. We're working remotely, so yeah, that's why I'm looking at that. Next one. This was another services one I had just pulled off for equipment manager. It seemed fairly straightforward, just like the other one we checked out. So it looks like 12 months with some travel to California and some travel to Arizona. And then they've got option years. 1 option year, 2 option year, 3 option year, 4 option year. So, Nice five-year contract. Period performance begins August 16th. Holy crap, that's in 2 weeks. Response date is August 5th. Wow. There's not a lot of time to bid this. Well, let's see here. What was the original? All right, original posted date was July 22nd. I always check these later than I should. I should always check those first, but. So, it's probably. Yeah, there's the wage determination I was telling you guys about. I will real quickly, just pull up the PWS on this to see if I can get any other quick. And you see, guys, you see how quickly I'm going through these? I'm not wasting time. I've already pulled them off. So I like open them up and do tabs and gone through my initial filter manually. And that's, I didn't show you guys that. That's what I did before I started recording. And like I said, then I had those 13 tabs already open. And now we're quickly going through those, 13 tabs. And I'm probably going to have like a top 3 that I want to bid, or I would want to look at. And then everything else. And like, guys, like, this is just from yesterday primarily. These are just jobs from yesterday. So, you can see how your week can get pretty busy really quickly. So this is the pricing sheets that we would fill out. That's cool. Reminded that proposals are due. Wait, this is Monday, August 5th. Is the 5th on Monday? I've been saying it's Tuesday this whole time. Indeed, it's Monday. Dang. Okay. I have something that's due on the 5th already, and I thought that was a Tuesday. Good to know. But this pretty much told me nothing. It just gave me the pricing sheet. That's cool. But I pretty much know what to expect. I'm actually surprised. That's all that it told me. It hasn't told me a whole lot about a proposal. Usually that was the document that it would be in. And I don't see it. So I'm actually I'm not bidding services at the moment. So for the record, this, I'm not going to be bidding this right now, but if I was at that phase right now, if that's the type of work I was looking for right now, I would dig into this a little bit more. Obviously open up the PWS, and then I would make a determination. It doesn't look like, they give you the wage determination. This wouldn't be hard to price out or anything. So that's what we'll do with that. But for now, I'm going to close that out because I'm focused on, like I've told you before, I'm focused on making some quick money. This is what I do during the busy season when things poppin', and then when things slow down, I can spend a little bit more time on proposals and stuff like that. So I change as the seasons change. It's good to remain flexible. What is Bruce Lee? He says, be like water. Be like water. What am I looking at? Strategic planning, consultant support services. This looks like a nightmare. Look at all these attachments and all these changes. I just picked it off because the title seemed interesting. I'm immediately turned off. Closed. Next. Another piece of equipment. John Deere Flexwing rotary cutter. Yeah, maybe. I was already iffy when I even pulled it open. Tractors and stuff is a little bit different than like UTVs and Rangers and stuff. Line item 2, they want tires. They want 1,000 RPM, 125 horsepower. Are they talking about an engine? I'm just going to pump that into Google. Or not. I deleted my J. Yeah, it's just a pull behind. That's kind of what I thought. This isn't even a tractor, so not interested. It's not going to be worth my time because of the dollar value is going to be too low. Close these out. ATC radios. Looks like we're already to the last one here, guys. I don't even know how long it's been. I feel like it's only been like half an hour. But that's good. Less time wasted. More time spent on the good stuff. So this is for radios, and this is a very long solicitation for radios. Manufacturers, General Dynamics. It's the warranty. Software. Immediately, I couldn't be getting more turned off by the second here. I just wanted some radios, guys. I didn't want all this jargon. Just because I can read through this and I can understand it doesn't mean I want to. Like, I don't want to waste time. But they're going to force me to open this up. These bastards. Making me read. Brand name, UHF receiver assembly. Consists of software. You know what? I'm over this already because I already know I have other stuff that I want to work on. And so, you know, what's good and bad for me is not going to be the same as what's good and bad for you, okay? None of these are good or bad. You know, does good or bad even exist? It's all relative, right? So, you know, you may have done something like this before and it would be good for you. I haven't particularly done something like this with radios and software, and it just wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be. And just the level of I don't know, all this stuff that they're putting in here. Like, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna read it. You can't make me. I'm not a kid anymore, guys. I'm not in third grade. You can't make me read the book anymore. I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, like I just close that out, and then I focus on the stuff that I know that I'm more interested in. That, you know, everything is just a constant balance and push and pull of value and risk and reward, and you know, what is the potential for you winning, you know, knowing off the top of your head what your margins are and what your margins can potentially be based on the dollar value. These are all like your operating system in your head that's going on, you know, at the same time in a whole bunch of different ways while you're looking at these, and then you kind of just use all of that, you know, all those different little filters and criterion and what have you to decide what you want to spend your time looking at and what you don't want to spend your time reading and you know, learning more about or whatever. You know, I think basically everything that I've been talking about today is about opportunity cost. And sure, you can look at two RFPs, but if one has a better win ratio with less amount of time invested versus the other one, maybe it's the same or less amount of money and it's going to require a lot more time, and maybe it's a riskier type of you know, service or delivery to, you know, contract to perform on. You know, why would you take that risk when you could be looking at two of the other really good ones? You know, that's the opportunity cost you take of if you choose the longer one, you're missing out on, you know, doing more of the better stuff. And so I guess the title for today's video is opportunity costs of bidding and no bidding opportunities. I think that's a good way to, I don't know if I'll use that as a title. It's not very SEO friendly, but maybe I'll slip it in there. It's pretty accurate. So that's it, guys. We've just blurred through, I think, like 13 tabs we said that we had open. I think we accurately did a quick bid, no bid based on the type of stuff that I would be interested in, or you may be interested in if you're new to government contracting, or if you don't have past performance, or you just want to make some quick some quick margins and you think you can be competitive because you don't have, overhead and a bunch of employees, this is the type of stuff that I look at this time of year. And so I try to get the message out to as many of you as possible that you can do this. I mean, you haven't heard me talking about past performance, right? I mean, in the terms of needing past performance or needing a security clearance or needing a GSA schedule or needing to attend a site visit or needing to have an office in a 200-mile radius or needing to have a special set aside like in 8A or a woman-owned, although, those things can help you. But everything I looked at today, as far as I know, was a total small business. So, that whole list I just went through is just a touch of the reasons and in some cases excuses, that contractors and potential contractors either don't get into the game, or if they're in the game, they say those are the reasons that they're not being successful in winning contracts. And, this whole video, everything I just looked at, you people who fit that profile, you could look at all of those and you could pick up the phone and get pricing, put together a halfway decent proposal, which is just going to be like you saw on the one, some pictures and a spec sheet and, your pricing, and you put it on your company, letterhead, put a cover sheet on it. What else is there to do? Click send. You can do it. I believe in you. Stop letting fear dictate if you're going to accomplish your dream or not. Don't let the devil win. Don't let that happen. Not even that. It's your own mind. It's your own self-limiting thoughts and beliefs. And once you do something once, all of a sudden you enter a new world. You're in a new country of possibility. You just have to use the willpower that you have stored up and just do it once. And just do it. And as long as you don't die, you'll be fine. And you're not going to die. So you will be fine. And then the second time you do it, you'll be better at it. For instance, you already have that proposal template created. I know writing proposals and capability statements and all that stuff isn't everybody's cup of tea. It's definitely not mine. But don't keep recreating the wheel. Create your proposal template like I just told you, and then change it and make it a little bit better the next time. Change it. I mean, just highlight the areas that have to be changed, i.e. the solicitation number, the point of contact, the NAICS code. These are all things that change for every single opportunity, opportunity name, right? But everything else, your structure, your layout, anything that takes time anyways, can stay the same. And then, like I said, proposal number 2, you make it a little bit better. Like maybe, it asks you to include something and you like it. So then you just keep it in there for future ones, even if they don't ask it, because it looks nice, and then you build on it. And then after 10, you're like, hey, I have a halfway decent little proposal structure thing here. Nobody just rewrites the same as that proposal every single time, guys. It's just, nobody does that. Big companies especially don't. Everything is boilerplate, copy and paste based on what you need. They try to keep the fluff out of it. Don't put too much stuff in there that they're not asking for. But some of the stuff they give you page limits on too, so you don't have to sweat it too much. But that's my soapbox on opportunity cost and basically eliminating anybody's disbelief or inability to get into this. If you're like, okay, Derek, you've got me sold. How do I do this? How do I get registered? Whatever. I've created multiple videos telling you exactly step by step how to do it, as straightforward as I've been talking right now. And I even do, in those videos, I've even done screen recording so you can actually see me clicking and going to the websites and saying, go here, do this. Very, very straightforward. So if there's any of you that are watching this, I'm talking to you. Yes, you, and I'm actually pointing my finger at the screen. You can do it. So if you want to get registered, I have videos. Just check that out on my YouTube channel. And I will not let you down. I promise. I've helped other people with those videos, and I can help you too. And also after that, if you're interested in, you want to get your set asides and all that stuff, if you are a woman owner, if you are a vet, or an 8A or whatever, I have another video you'll find on how to get set up to actually get your socioeconomic set asides. And I do another screen recording and I take you to those sites and I do walk through one by one through every single set aside and show you where to go and what to do. So check that out as well. There's no excuses. The videos I'm creating, guys, is entirely transparent, trying to eliminate any excuses. My goal is to help as many people cross the finish line in their GovCon business as possible. So for that, I will be signing out, guys. Until next time, stay busy this time of year, and best of luck to you all.